Hey guys, welcome back to Critical Flick. Today I'm reviewing Late Night. So Late Night is a new comedy starring Emma Thompson and Mindy Kaling. Now, I've always been a pretty big fan of Mindy Kaling. I really liked The Office. I liked her on there. I really liked her show, The Mindy Project, actually. It's one of the first shows that me and my wife actually watched together. I always found her brand of comedy kind of light, refreshing, and I just really enjoyed it. And this movie is also, at least the screenplay, is written by Mindy Kaling, and you can definitely see that influence in it. It feels very Mindy Kaling, if that makes any sense. It feels a lot like The Mindy Project. Her character is written very similarly. It has the same kind of quirky humor, but I don't know, it's a little more serious than The Mindy Project, but I still thought that the comedy for the most part worked pretty well. The story in this movie is basically about Emma Thompson's character is a late night host. She's the only female late night host, and she's kind of being pushed out from her role. Her act is getting a little stale, the ratings are going down, she's not willing to really budge on what she does. She's become this like stiff, stubborn, rigid person. And Mindy Kaling is hired kind of as a diversity hire. Someone that she's told they needed to hire a girl, and they bring her in, and she ends up being really good. And she kind of shows her the ways to become new and refreshing and interesting and give the show new life and give her character new life. And for the most part, that concept just feels a little old to me. I feel like I've seen it in other films where you're seeing like an old, stubborn character and a young person comes in and kind of shows them how to change and become more flexible. And that concept in of itself didn't really seem that original to me, but I thought the framework around it was really interesting. I thought the way they handled it was really interesting. I thought their dynamic in particular was pretty good. Like I said, I thought Mindy Kaling was good. She plays herself, and she's likable. It's the quirky, likable comedy that she is, in the Mindy Project. And I thought it worked really well. It's just very natural for her, and it feels very natural when you're watching it. I thought Emma Thompson was probably the best part of the film. I thought her character arc was interesting, seeing her go from this rigid, stubborn person to kind of learning to accept people and new ideas and new things and kind of becoming who she really was instead of holding back and not willing to embrace who she was and really make her show what it could be and what it once was. I also like that the film had a little bit of teeth to it. It took a little more political stance, especially when it comes to like equality in the workplace. I thought those were some really good messages, and they conveyed that really well. It didn't feel too preachy or out of place in the film. It felt natural with the comedy, and I thought that they handled that aspect really well. I thought overall it was pretty good. My only real knocks on it would be that I think the concept is kind of unoriginal. It didn't feel like the story itself was that creative, and also there's kind of a weird, it's a minor thing, but at the end of the film, I don't want to spoil anything, so if you don't want to know spoilers, just, don't listen to this part here. But she ends up with, Mindy Kaling's character ends up with one of the writers who in the beginning of the film was kind of mean to her. It's that classic mean guy becomes nice, they end up together. And that really felt tacked on. I didn't feel like that part needed to be in there. And they really kept it till like literally the last scene that they're kind of together. And I just felt that was unnecessary. The whole movie kind of pokes fun at her needing like saving and a romantic comedy type thing, like kind of Mindy Project, where it kind of pokes fun at romantic comedies. And in the end, she ends up with the guy that was mean to her in the beginning. I don't know. It felt tacked on. I didn't really like that part in particular. But at the end of the day, it was like a warm, lighthearted movie. It was fun. It was one of those movies that you go to it, and it's kind of just a warm, fuzzy movie. It's something that's really nice to see when you see so many heavy dramas and really deep and metaphysical movies that come out a lot of the time. This felt more like a fun movie. More a happy, lighthearted, it had a happy ending, a very warm feeling to the story, very uplifting. If I were to rate this movie, I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10. And I thought it was really good. I thought it was above average. I don't think it's incredible. I don't think it did anything particularly original. But I thought, like I said, it's that brand of comedy that really has made Mindy Kaling who she is, and I like it. I like her character. I like her brand of comedy, so I personally enjoyed it. All right, guys. So if you've seen Late Night, let me know what you thought about the movie. Did you like it like me? Did it was a little off-putting? I'm kind of interested to see what people think about it. I don't know how many people are actually going to go out and see this film. It seems like a kind of small, under-the-radar movie. But if you really like the Mindy Project, I definitely recommend checking it out. All right, guys, remember to like and subscribe, and see you guys next time.